Welcome to Ask the Booth. Well, the Chargers' inauspicious start to the 2018 season with Daniel Jeremiah, Matt Money Smith here as we get ready to make our way out to Buffalo, New York, Western New York for the second contest of the season, taking on a Bills team that they faced last year, DJ, and well, dispatched of rather easily, courtesy of 5 interceptions in the first half from Nathan Peterman. But let's look back. That's what the people want to do. This first question through Instagram asks us, biggest takeaway from Sunday's loss?
Well, I think there's some positives to take away. When you look at the offensive firepower that the Chiefs had, and that got all the attention, but I thought the Chargers' offense really kind of matched them. Really one play for the Chiefs, another big play from the Chargers. The difference in the game was a special team. So to me, that really decided. I thought the defense got some stops later on in the game, so you can feel good about that. But at the end of the day, the punt return for a touchdown and then dropping the ball at the 2-yard line, that was ball game.
This is what do you think the team will have to do to win against Buffalo next week?
Well, let's start with limiting the big plays, and Josh Allen's going to be starting for the Bills, and as everybody knows, has a huge arm.
Throw football over them mountains.
Exactly. So they're going to try and get the ball vertically down the field, and he'll use his legs to run a little bit. So limiting the big plays was where I would start, and then offensively, Philip really just had one poor decision that whole game. He played fantastic last week against the Chiefs. He continues to play clean football, and we catch the football. All those drops last week, I think there were 5 drops. So those would be kind of the areas I look at.
What's going to separate the Chargers in the future to make them a better defense?
Getting healthy. I mean, let's start there, getting healthy and developing some of these young players. Just saw a little bit of Chenna Nwosu last week. Hopefully we'll see a little bit more as the season goes along, but Kaiser White got a lot of reps out there. Derwin James made some plays, including a sack. So seeing these young guys grow up and then just getting guys back healthy.
Well, this is an interesting way to word it from Rodriguez. Is Austin Ekeler a must start this week against Buffalo?
I think maybe fantasy.
That's what I was just going to say. I think we know that Melvin Gordon's the starter. Why don't you weigh in on this one, DJ?
Well, technically, it's Ask the Booth.
Yes.
It's not Ask Me.
DJ.
So this should be a little bit of a shared experience here. So I hand you.
Well, I'll say this: I have Ekeler on all of my fantasy teams because of my intel. It's almost like insider trading.
I do too.
Right? So we have him because we got to draft him in the 14th or 15th round. And I am benching Rex Burkhead this week, who was a starter for me last week. The Pats are playing the Jags, so I've got Ekeler in my lineup there. I think I benched somebody else to put him in. Look, they're going to use him. Kind of the way I phrased it on Twitter when I was asked by a lot of people because he was a #1 waiver wire pickup this week, is I just think Eckler's floor is probably fantasy-wise in that 8-point range. I just think the amount of touches, the ability he has, their willingness to put him in red zone plays, he's got a high floor. So, whereas most sort of spell backs or third down backs, they don't typically have that. Their floor's somewhere around 3 or 4 points.
Can I add one little nugget here? When I've watched this Buffalo Bills defense, play action has been an issue for them. Those linebackers really get sucked up, which gives you a lot of space, a lot of room to operate for tight ends and for running backs. So all the damage those Charger running backs did last week, I look for that to continue.
Remember, you can always submit your questions to Ask the Booth. Use the hashtag Ask the Booth, and DJ will answer most of them, but apparently I'm supposed to do some of the heavy lifting this week. So thanks for all your contributions.